Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we will be doing one of the most important, like it's not an interview question, it's just how to explain a Power BI project, right? So this is the most asked question to me. It's the most asked question to me on the Instagram and LinkedIn that how you have been explaining a project, you have been giving so many interviews, and how did you explain a project, right? So I will share you one of the script that I always follow. Whatever concept I have learned, I have already make a script, and you just need to go through that script whenever you are appearing for the interview, right? So if you are going for a Power BI developer role, that is the most important script you need to follow. So it is very helpful to me. Maybe it can helpful to you. Maybe it can not helpful to other guys as well. So maybe you can just take a help of that script, and maybe you can just tweaks whatever changes you want to do, right? So I basically belong, and my forte is retail sales and data. That is my forte, which is a domain which I want to talk to you. It's retail and sale, right? So without wasting any time, I will jump to that word file which I've created for you. This is a paragraph because that is the most important thing which I feel. So I will explain you whatever I have wrote it in the project in the word file, and I will explain you word by word, right? So as you can see that in this project, I work on a retail sales analytics dashboard where the goal was to help the business understand its sales performance, product trend, customer behavior across region. The raw data was stored in a SQL Server database and included tables like orders, product, customer, and return. So in the first paragraph, you need to give the business statement that what your business was tried to achieve, right? So where I have already mentioned that it was helping the business understand their sales performance. So they are more interesting. How what are the per- sales performance? What is a product trend? What the customer behavior? Region wise growth, state wise growth, right? So you can mention everything. And then I have mentioned the raw data was stored in the SQL, and I was just taking the data. This is the problem statement. The first paragraph was a problem statement. The second paragraph is a SQL, whatever step you have done in the SQL. So I started with SQL for initial data preparation. I wrote queries to join fact, dimensions table, calculate sales amount, cleaning, missing values, generate views that are imported into a Power BI. For example, I joined the orders and product table to calculate the revenue by multiplying quantity with unit price. I also identify return orders by left joining with return table and created a flag column to track returns, right? So you can get a picture out of that first paragraph that I'm talking about the SQL script which I have been trying to do. So whatever tables you have, you just need to say that like I was more uh, familiar with the table. I was writing a queries, doing a little bit of transformation, it, like with the orders date that was in a timestamp. I was trying to differentiate on the basis of month, year, week, day, week, month number, and then I was trying to join and create a view. So it is up to you how you want to say. Either you can like once you are done a join, once you are doing a transformation, you can create a view, or whatever join you have do, you just completely simply drag and drop to a Power BI. So it is up to you how you want to speak to that concept, right? Now the next concept is how you are transforming the data in a Power BI. So that is a Power Query part now. So in a Power BI, I use a Power Query for further cleaning and shaping. I remove unnecessary columns, change the data type, created conditional columns such as return status. Also implemented filters based on the parameter like range start and range end, which are essential for enabling incremental refresh later on, right? So that is also important part that you are taking the incremental refresh data. So if I want to say what the incremental refresh means, you are just taking a new updated data. So For example, you have taken a last 2 years of sales data from the SQL. Now you have imported. Now, if the SQL table is refreshing monthly or weekly, you need to take that data as well, right? To make a changes on your Power BI report, right? So you will only take the data which is the incremental refresh, means you are only taking the latest data, 7 day data or 14 days data. Only you won't take the whole data. So you need to specify the range start and range end. That is the incremental refresh, right? So next I built a calendar table using DAX. This was a crucial for creating date-based measures like year, month, date. It I also create a function like calendar, added columns such as year, month, quarter, week number. The calendar table was linked to order date and sales table. So here you can say that I created a calendar table. So interview can ask, why did you create a calendar table? You have a order date. Why didn't you just drag the order date? So it is up. Now you need to say that, sir, or maybe you can say the name of the interview, that whenever we are doing a Power BI report, it is ideally a best practice that we always create a calendar table because excuse me guys, sorry. So because it's a best practice, because we need to take the date from the calendar table and then we can join with a fact table, right? And also, guys, I want to tell to you, you should know the difference between a fact and dimension table, because this is a important question. They always ask in the last 10 interview, they 3 or 4 times they have asked to me, what is the difference between fact and dimension? So fact tables are the factual, means they have a value, they have the integer values. Then dimension table, they are mostly are not integer value, they have a categorical value, right? So there should be then you guys can ask to me, what is a categorical value? Categorical value means any value which is in a category format. For example, if I say the region have a south, north, west, that is a category, that is a dimension table. Like you can say that it is a mainly a dimension table, right? And then they ask me, what is the difference between uh, star schema and snowflake schema, so that I will tell you here in this paragraph. So next I built a calendar table that I've told to you. Now I then model the data using a star schema, right? So they say, which schema did you prefer, star schema or snowflake schema? So it is you need to say that. So sir, it is only depend on the data. But in my project, I always use a star schema, because in a star schema we have one fact table, central fact table, and all other tables act as a dimensions table, right? Like product, customers, and the calendar. So calendar tables also act as a dimension table always. And most relationships were many to one, but in some cases, I also handle a many to many relationship between product and returns using a bridge table, right? To enable alternative calculations, I also created a inactive relationship and user relationship in a DAX. So what do you mean by inactive means? So I cannot create a relationship between a fact table and the other dimension table. Like it can be created, but there should be only one fact table linked to a other dimensions table, right? But somehow, if I say I need to like I have a return table, now also a return table should also be joined to a fact table. So in that case, the one would be inactive, right? In the two, it can be only active one, right? So if you are joined with two, one bit will become the inactive. So you need to use a DAX, which is user relationship DAX. So you can say that, sir, uh, uh, I was using a DAX. So in also in important question, they always ask that in a many to many relationships between a product and return table, how will you compare the relationship? So you say that, sir, we always use as a bridge table, right? Just need to check if my recording is happening. So, yeah, it is recording. Okay. So you can say that then you need to tell all about the DAX, whatever DAX you have used. So I created several DAX measures like total sales, profit, customer lifetime value, return rate. For example, I calculate the CLV by dividing the total sale by distinct count of customers. So distinct count is also a DAX. I also build a time intelligence measure like dates MTD, QTD, YTD, same period last year, previous year, and then you have a function like date, diff, and you have day, month, then you have other functions as well. So you can, whatever you use in your project, you need to say that also, because sometimes what happens is like you in a excitement level you say some of the DAX which you have not used a project, and then they ask, maybe it can create a bad impression, and your interview say like assume that you are lying, right? So don't make a fool of that, right? Then the next paragraph focus on the visual, what visual you have used. The visual include KPI card, bar chart, category wise sales, line chart for sales trend, and a matrix showing a breakdown by region. I also use slices for filtering region on region, category, time, bookmark, and buttons were added to a switch view between high levels and detailed report. Now, this is only a filter base, so they can ask you if I have a report, say about I have a report, right? uh, I have a two tabs where one tab is for I'm showing a KPI, and where I have attached some of the filters on my first report, and the second report I have also attached some filters. Now I want to link these two filters together. Which metric you would use? Tell me. You can drop your comment box. So the answer is sync slicer. Sync slicer. What does sync slicer do? If you have two reports, you need to apply a slicer to one another. You use always use a sync slicer, right? Other question they ask in a matrix, like in a matrix table, if you want to give the information like up arrow, down arrow, which how would you do that, right? So that answer should, you can also mention in a comment box, right? So these kind of like questions which you already have done, then only you can able to answer. If you have not done mistakes in your report, then you are not able to answer, right? So this is the most important question the interview always asks for security, which is a RLS. I implemented a row level security. I created roles so the regional manager could only view data related to their region. This was done by defining rules for the region, columns, and likelihood. So user principal is a, as you know that it's a DAX which are important for the RLS. So also you can say that how many types of RLS are there. We have a static and we have a dynamic. Mostly they will like they will ask how you implement the dynamic RLS, right? So you can say to them like, so the next step is I also configure incremental refresh in Power BI to optimize the performance, right? So you also need to say that how you optimize the performance of your dashboard. So you need to say you need to use less of visuals, like only 7 to 8 visuals in a report should be there. You need to optimize your DAX. You need to use a star schema instead of snowflake schema, right? And then you need to optimize your DAX in such a way that you need to use more of a summarized table, right? You need to use more of a sum x as I'm sorry, you need to use more of a sum as compared to sum x, because in a sum, as you know, right, it will give a one factual value, one value, but in a sum as it will give row by row, so it will make the report or maybe the backend of a DAX heavy. So instead of that, use some more, right? But in some cases, if you need to calculate summax, you don't have alternative option but to use summax. But like if you have a 7 to 8 values, you need to use a if you are using a summax in all seven, that is not a best choice, right? So how do you optimize your performance of Power BI report? That has been asked in all interviews which I've given for a Power BI. You need to, so with the help of this only you can able to answer, right? Then finally, I publish a report in a Power BI service, set a schedule refresh, share it with stakeholders. The dashboard was used by leadership regional manager. So that is the end of the like answer you can give. Also, I want to ask, they always ask in a between that in which team you were. Are you were a part of data team or you were in a Power BI service? So I always say that I wasn't a part of Power BI service because we have a different team. My uh, aim it was to have the data where I was transforming the data, taking from SQL, writing a SQL scripts, and while uploading while uploading the data in the Power BI, right? And we have other team who were taking care of scheduling the data, means scheduling the refresh of the data. Scheduling a refresh of data was a part of me, but they will ask me how you sharing the data, how like within your own team, or you were sharing the data to a stakeholder, right? So you need to say to you that I wasn't part of, I was just sending my data to the other team, and they were a part of Power BI service team, right? So you can make a statement of this, and you can say this as an answer or whatever. So I will attach this Word file in the description as well, so that can make a help. How would you want to make answer? So that's it for today, guys. I hope you like this video. And also, guys, I want to make sure that the SQL is one of the most important topic right now. So I have already, sorry guys, I already uh, make a video of SQL. If you will go to my channel, YouTube, I've already make a project series of SQL. Just try to practice that, because SQL is the first step. If you don't know SQL, you won't move forward to a Power BI. But yeah, in a Power BI developer, most of the interview they always focus first with Power BI question, then they will move to a SQL. Right. So these are the projects. This is a first cry one. This is a second Licious two, Netflix SQL project. Right. So this is a Python project. Right. Try to achieve as many. Like you need to achieve these projects. Try to do the project so that it can boost your confidence. Right. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you like this video. Please try to share the channel as much as you can. Share with your friends. You can also like the video. If you like my video, please hit the thumbs up. Also, I will attach a link of the Word file. Try to practice, make a mock interview out of, like, you can start practicing with the help of ChatGPT. If you are in a different domain, like someone says, like I'm not belong to a retail domain, just paste the script to a chat GPT, and just try to tweak. See that I please change this script to a FMCG. They will give you different tables of FMCG, and try to replicate the same with the other domains as well, right? So yeah, guys, that's it for today. I hope you like my video, and I will see you next time. Till then, bye, and do practice and have a good intention to clear the interview. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.